It is time for You Auto Know here on Daytime with Steve Hurley from Stingray Chevrolet.
And today we're talking about vehicle collisions, what to do if you're in a collision, how to pay for the repairs, what you can expect from your insurance company. Steve, welcome back.
Good morning. Thanks.
Nice to see you.
So let's just say I got into a car accident on my way to work. Is it my insurance company that tells me where I have to take it to get it repaired?
They'll oftentimes recommend where to go, but ultimately it's up to the individual as to where you take your vehicle. It's your vehicle and you're in control as to where it goes.
Okay, so what's the first thing you do? Should you call the police? Should you make a report?
You know, a lot of people aren't aware that you're not required to call the police in most cases. If someone's injured, that's a little bit different circumstance. However, I generally recommend calling the police because it creates a record in case somebody hits you and all of a sudden develops amnesia and doesn't remember really whose fault it was. So it's a good idea.
Get out of the way. As a motorist, I hate when people just, you know, there's been a fender bender and they stop and they all get out and gather around.
Please move it off the road,
Get
right?
it away. It doesn't matter if you move it. It's not going to change anything.
Are there certain places that your insurance company will recommend that you take your car to in terms of body shops? And should you listen to them or should you go to your, what if you want to go to your dealership, let's say?
That's a good example because I would tend to go with who they recommend because they have a good relationship. They know they repair vehicles properly. That's a good way to go. Now, if you have a relationship with your dealer or with another shop, certainly go take it where you prefer to take your vehicle, but it's never a bad move to go with who your insurance company recommends.
Is it the insurance company that decides your car is totaled? Is it ultimately the...
Ultimately is, because they're the ones that are insuring the property. It's up to them, and a total vehicle today is not what it was, say, 20 years ago. It used to be a vehicle might total with 60% damage. Now it may take up to 80% damage, and the reason is because of all the expensive electronics, computers, and airbags in vehicles today.
If a tow is required, is that usually handled by the insurance company?
Normally the police have it, or whatever the agency is, they have a company that they work with, and it's always a good idea to go with who they recommend because that's a good way to control the cost. If you use somebody else or you don't know who they're calling, then the price could go up.
Do most people have a rental car available to them if their car is then really damaged and in the shop? Is that...
So glad you asked that because so many people, sometimes it's only $2 a period to pay for a rental car on your insurance policy. Always, always, always get rental coverage. You really should, but surprisingly, most people don't. Some body shops at Stingray Chevrolet, we do provide a loaner for free if you don't have rental coverage. However, you need to ask that question because a lot of body shops may not provide that.
Let's talk about that. Going back to that original question about the body shop. If you decide that you're comfortable with, you know, your guy at your body shop, can the insurance company refuse to pay the claim?
They cannot. The insurance company has to pay the claim. So long as you're having it repaired at a licensed facility, they have to pay the claim. But I would determine what the reason is that they don't want you to go there if that's a problem, but ultimately it is up to you.
And finally, if the insurance company says, okay, we're going to replace this part and it's not a new car, they'll probably put in a used part?
It depends on the age of the vehicle. If you've got a 12-year-old vehicle and you even half that age, 6-year-old vehicle, and it gets damaged, you may end up having a used part put on, and that's not necessarily a bad thing.
Okay.
Just be sure to check the repair once it's completed.
Good stuff, Steve Hurley. Thank you so much. If you have any questions for Steve, just email him at steve@youautoknow.com. And you can go to stingraychevrolet.com for more information on any of this as well, or call the number right there on your screen,
813-359-5000.
Thank you, Cindy.
You're welcome.
Caught my choke.
Gotcha.
All right. We'll be right back.
Thank you.